Hello and welcome to Vidra Embedded channel. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how we can interface the TM1637 4-digit 7-segment display with STM32. I will also show you how we can include the library on the STM32Cube IDE. So let's get started. So if you look at the TM1637, it is a 4-digit 7-segment display, and we also have a colon which will be used for the timing based applications. And if you look at the pinouts, we have 4 pins. The first pin is the ground pin, which is connected to the ground, and the second pin is the VCC. It should be connected to 3.3, or you can also connect to the 5 volts, no problem. And then we have a data pin and then clock pin. So the data pin is connected to PB0 here, and the clock pin is connected to PC7 here. And here we are going to use the same truth table that we used in the previous tutorials for the 7 segment values. So let's get started with the code. Now go and open the Cube IDE. So create a project, right click here, new, and STM32 project. Now select the part number. So I am using STM32 G071RB, and this is the part number I am using. So click on next, and here we will give the name as TM1637, and then click on next, and then click on finish. Now you can see the project is created successfully. So first we will enable the serial wire debug. Go to system core, click on sys, and click on the serial wire. So it will enable the 2 pins, that is clock and data pin, on PA13 and PA14. So as I said, we are going to use the 2 pins, that is PC7 and PB0. So PC7 is connected to clock. Now PC7 is connected to clock. We will make it as a GPIO output and then rename it as a CLK. And PB0, I think here we have a PB0. Select it as a GPIO output and rename it as data. So that's all for the pin configuration. Now go to the clock configuration here. So I'm going to use the internal clock oscillator, and we'll set the clock frequency to 64 megahertz. Okay, and then in the project manager, go to the code generator. Make sure that copy only necessary library files is selected, and then go to the pinout and configuration. Go to the system view, double click on the GPIO. So we will make the GPIO pin clock frequency to a little bit high. So select the pin and come down here. So maximum output speed, change it to high, and similarly for PC7. And that's all for the configuration. Click on this icon to generate the code. Now code is generated successfully. Now I'm going to include the library, both .h and .c file. I'll put the link in the description. You can go ahead and download and include in your project. So now go to core, expand src, and here you can paste. Okay, and go to the main, and below the include main.h, here include the library file header, which is TM1637. Okay, now I'm going to explain the library. So let's go to the TM1637.c file. So here I can mask this. Initially it was developed for the F1. So I'm using G0, so I need to change it to G0. Okay, I think also click on this TM1637. Here also change from F1 to G0. Now save the code. To understand the functions which are there in the TM1637.c file, so first we will go ahead and download the datasheet. So now go to the browser and type the TM1637 datasheet, and then open the first link. So this is the datasheet. Okay, so TM167 is a kind of LED, a driver control and special circuit with a keyboard scan interface. I will explain all these things. Okay, and you can see it is a 2-wire serial interface, so so that means we can able to communicate with the device using only 2 pins. So those are clock and data pins. And now if you come down, there is a heading called interface interpretation. So here you can see that this TM1637 is not based on the I2C protocol. So here you can see that the communication method is not equals to I2C bus protocol totally, because there is no slave address. So that is correct, because we are not going to communicate with the device with a slave address. So that is why it is not a I2C based protocol. And so this is the command data transfer. If you come down a little bit, so here you can find the how the command can be transferred to the TM1637, and is as follows. So we have a clock and data pin. So if you go to the cube IDE and if you look at the library, so these are the functions which will be used for the clock high and clock low. So here this is a clock high, clock low, and this is for data high and data low. Now I'm going to show you the start of the command. So if you look at the waveforms here, or the timing diagrams here, so the start point is the clock should be high and the data should be low. So if you go to the TM1637 start function, so here initially I am making the clock and data are high. After 2 microseconds I am making it to low. So that satisfies the command start address. Now if you look at the end of the command, I'm going to make the clock and the data initially, and then we are making the clock to high and the data should be low. So that function we have implemented here, that is TM1637 underscore stop. So initially both are low, and after some time we are making the clock to high and the data should be high. Now data can be transferred to TM1637 using two modes. So that is the first one is the write SRAM data in address auto increment 1 mode, and the second one is write SRAM data in a fixed address mode. Now we are going to use the first one, that is write SRAM data in address auto increment 1 mode. So here if you can see, we need to send the 4 packets, that is command 1, command 2, data, and then command 3. So now the command 1 we'll see, that is set data. If you come down, here you can find the data command settings. So if you look at here, so the first register, the B0 and B1 should be set to 0. Why? Because we are going to write the data onto the display registers, and then we are going to use the automatic address adding. So that is why the B2 should be set to 0 for this register, and then we are going to use the normal mode. We are not going to use in a test mode. So then in this register B3 should be set to 0. So then finally we are going to get the hexadecimal of 4 0, right? And this is 4, the upper nibble is 4, and the lower nibble is, we are going to set all zeros. So that is why it is a 4 0. So that ends with the command 1. Now if you go to the command 2, that is address command settings, okay, and then we are going to use the C0, okay, and now it is a C0, okay. And then if you go to the display control, that is the command 3. Here at the end we have a display off and display on registers. To switch off the display, so we'll need to send the 80 here, and so to switch on the display we need to send the 88 actually, okay. And then you can use these 3 bits for the brightness control. So the implementation of 4 packets can be seen in the library. So go to cube IDE, and then here you can find the a function called display decimal. So here we are going to take the number and the display separator, and there we are starting the command, and then we are sending the 40, and then we are reading the result here, and then we stop. Similarly we'll do for the address. So we'll start the command, and then we'll send the C0, and then we'll read the results, and finally we'll send this data to the TM1637, and then we'll stop. So that's all for the functions. And here one more thing we would like to see here is the set brightness. So as I said here, so we'll start, and then we'll write the 87, and we are going to vary these first 3 bits to increase the brightness or to decrease the brightness. So that's all for the library. Now we'll go to the main. So we have already included the header file here. Now go to the main. Below the GPIO initialization, here first we will set the brightness. So call the TM1637 underscore set brightness, and here we are going to give the brightness as a 7, that is the maximum value. And then now go to the while loop. Here we are going to display a small counter onto the TM1637. So just we'll write a for loop with a temporary variable, and the maximum value we are going to display 100. Okay, less than 100 we are going to display. And then here we are going to call a function called TM1637 display decimal. So first one is the value, so that is the variable, and the second one is the display separator. So if you give the 0, then display separator will be off, and if you give the 1, the display separator will be on. Then we'll call the delay using hall_delay function, and we are going to give a delay of 100 milliseconds. Or suppose if you want to toggle the display separator, for example, so we can do that also. So here in the user code begin 0 and n, declare a volatile variable, and let's say integer 8_t. We'll name it as a display colon and initialize it to 0, and then here in the for loop we are going to toggle this. Okay, so the variable name is display colon is equals to, for every number it will turn on and off. Okay, so that's all for the code. Save the code, click on this project, and click on this hammer icon to build the code. Now the code is compiled successfully. Now click on the debug again. Now go to the debugger and make sure that ST-Link GDB server is selected as a debug pro. You can also use the ST-Link OpenOCD, no problem. So I'm going to use the ST-Link GDB server. So click on OK. Now we are going to resume this button to upload the code onto the board. So once the code is uploaded onto the board, you will be able to see that a counter is running onto the TM1637, and you can also see that the display separator is blinking. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.